about the aftermath of the NHL deadline or lack of a deadline. Actually, we're probably going to talk about more than what didn't happen than what did. All today on In the Crease with Tommy C. Hey! What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Crease. Tommy C. My point men in my crease today are none other than Mr. Mecca, Matt Kazar, and Chicago Dead On Dave. Welcome to the program, everybody. What's happening?
I love it. Can you introduce me again? I fucking love it.
Chicago Dead On Dave. Hey, can I be your announcer guy? You can put me in one of your videos.
Better than heroin.
Better than heroin? Maybe I should cut things. I should go on to one of those sites where I get my voice out and sell it. But I need like a really good microphone for that. That's a good investment. There's a couple things I need to make money. I need a freaking like top flight microphone, and I could sell my voice because I could do the radio guy. You know, I can't.
Your voice, yes. Body, probably.
Yeah,
not.
I could do that. I mean, I don't have to have this nasally Jersey accent my whole life.
Probably could.
You know,
Just do what everybody else does. Just go in a world.
In a world of, I could do it. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're way too monotone and nasally. Forget it, Matt. You're out. Dave could do it.
Yeah.
And
no,
too
I was
tall.
talking about selling my body, not my voice.
I'm sure there are plenty of men who'd pay top dollar.
Too Tall's got like a brilliant fucking voice.
You got a good shave.
Tommy completely missed that one
I know.
too.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna play a game with you bitches. I'm gonna talk about the major stuff. I'm going to bounce it off of you, and then I want to hear your opinions. We'll go right down. We'll knock out this half an hour. Get the hell out of here. How's that? Good idea?
Sounds to me.
All right, the biggest one, I'm not just saying this because it's the Rangers. The biggest one was the Carolina Hurricanes. Trade forward Eric Staal to the New York Rangers in exchange for, all right, Pure, you asked for the shit. I asked you to help me spell this phonetically or pronounce it phonetically. And you were like, is this really necessary? And I wrote him back, if you want me to say it live correctly, it's necessary. Aliska Salara. Holy Christmas. Aliska was part of the gold medal team for Finland juniors over there in January. He is a very high, he's a very, very touted prospect, so the Rangers are giving part of their future away. So he's a 2016 a 2016 second round draft pick and a 2017 second round draft pick. The way I interpret this is the Rangers are a win now team because the team's starting to age. There's probably almost so much time you can have this crew, what's the remnants of the Tortorella crew together to win that Stanley Cup. So I guess the logic for going for an Eric Staal is there. There's always. You know, I don't know what to think of this. I mean, it is sound on paper. You trade some of your future away to win now. I just don't believe the Rangers have all the tools and setter in place to win now. And to get rid of this Finnish player, it's just guy's got a gold medal already in the juniors, and I don't know. I don't feel comfortable about it. What do you, Dave?
I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this trade.
Really?
Hate it. Yes, you guys are sixth in the league in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Adding another scorer who's already a captain on another team is not what you needed. What you guys needed were role players that could do the little things to help you win. Your power play is shit. Your penalty kill is even fucking worse. You needed guys who could do the little things. You didn't need a major guy who's going to come in there and possibly offset the goddamn entire feel of the locker room. I hate this trade. I fucking hate it. And I don't think it's the most important trade of the deadline either, even though a lot of people are touting it as a big one. I think the Blackhawks, and I'm not just because I'm a Blackhawks guy, that Ladd trade is huge. It's going to be, I think that Ladd trade is the reason why the Hawks are going to repeat.
That may be true, but I was just basically talking about the last 24 hours. I probably should have specified
fair enough.
that.
Boedker.
Yeah, so
I like Boedker. I like Boedker more than Staal.
Bodker. Oh, God. I hate
It was
names.
Boedker.
Matt, where are you in the Rangers trade?
It's the same thing as I said yesterday. I think it's a good move. I wasn't aware of the prospect you gave away. But despite that, despite the gamble, I still think it's a good move because even though you guys are high scoring, come playoff time, it's new game. We've seen scores in regular season completely disappear in playoffs.
All right.
So with his experience and just having a good player like that on your team, sometimes defensemen focus on him, and it leads to other maybe like third line players.
That's a good point.
It opens up for them.
I don't think Dave would disagree that this he might not like the trade, but it's not like I don't think Dave would say it has no logic whatsoever. It can't work out. I know, yeah, look, exactly.
I understand the reason why it was. Look, they're the Rangers. They got to make a move like this. I get that. This is a team that started off like a house of fucking fire and then kind of cooled down quite a bit. They needed to make a big splash. They're the Rangers. It's a big market team. They're going to make moves like this. I completely get it. I just think that there was better moves to be made that may not have cost them so much of their future.
It does feel a lot like the trade from last year for Yandel.
It was like a panic move.
It was a trade. Well, I don't know if a panic move's the right thing because the Rangers are going to make the playoffs. But, I mean, it feels like a trade for the sake of making a trade. And Stahl's a name in the league. That's the issue I have with it. You know?
What I mean by panic move, though, is the fact that everybody's panicking because Washington is running away with this thing.
Yeah.
And look, the Blackhawks, who got a big win over Washington with the new look Blackhawks, that needed to happen. But they're not in the same conference. They don't have to go through Washington and get to the finals. Everybody else in that conference does. The Rangers are going to have to go through Washington at some point in the playoffs. And I feel this was a move that was reflecting that type of panic.
Okay, we gave you the negative. Let's look at the positives. Eric Staal is an excellent player. Excellent player. He's been on some horrible teams. He has Stanley Cup experience. It's not out of the realm of possibility to breathe new life into his career at the tender age of 31. He's got a few more years in him. It was not going to increase over here. Here's another thing to think about. He is a rental player. He may go right back to Carolina after this. Yes. He's been very loyal to this team, so this may be a loan situation. And if it is a loan situation, boy, do the Rangers really lose out because
if you don't win the cup, this is a cup winning.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like enough. That's that. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it. I know, you're right. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and all these Ranger fans are really happy, and I don't feel that. I don't feel this is like, oh, Eric Staal, great player, tons of respect. I love the Staal brothers. They play hard. They're tough guys. This is not going to win us the cup unless this guy goes nuts, which might not happen. Think about Martin St. Louis and how long it took him to get it together. Keith Yandel never really got it together. I mean, so it doesn't. I don't see why this is like the end all be all. So I don't know.
Could he help the power play? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say there's some similarities with Yandel because they're both rentals, but there's enough differences because first of all, you guys didn't give nearly as much as you did for Yandel. Second of all, when you guys got Yandel, I already thought your defense was pretty strong.
Yeah,
so
me
you
too.
weren't really assessing a need. Here, down the middle, Stepan's okay, Brassard's okay, but I think down the middle, that's a good move. And third of all, what was my third of all? Oh, yeah, I think he has a better upside.
I don't think it's a bad move in the sense that putting Staal in your team is not going to hurt any team in the league. It's a bad move because we had to trade a huge prospect. It's a bad move because we don't know what's going to happen. And even at its best, it's not going to make the difference between the Stanley Cup unless some kind of miracle happens. That's the problem with the move.
If ever he has an influence, he might sign again with that team. Like, his brother's there and whatever. And Jagr,
I think he's going to help with the power play potentially. But, I mean, unless this team does the things that they're not doing in the regular season, unless they do that in the playoffs, this trade is going to blow up at him at the end of the year because I don't think Stahl's staying around.
Yeah.
For one, I don't think the Rangers can re-sign him. They're like me. They're like the Hawks. They're up against the cap all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, to me, if you're going to make a big splash and you're the Rangers and you're the Hawks, it's got to be one that completes your team. Ladd, I think, in my opinion, and some of the other moves that the Hawks made, completed what the Hawks needed to do.
What to do.
The Rangers, this does not get them that much closer to
Who's the general manager of the Chicago Blackhawks? And did you know that he has never won General Manager of the Year?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I just heard that just before I went on the air. That guy is the best goddamn general manager of my lifetime. I mean, look, and maybe, the Don over in Toronto. That's about it. Let's move on to some other ones because I don't want to stick on Staal. I think we got everything out on that. This breaks my my idea. This happened the day before, but I just wanted to run this by you, Dave. Yuri Hidler to the Florida Panthers in exchange for a future second, fourth round. And they made some other sort of deals. What do you think about the Panthers going for it? They made Yuri Hidler's a pretty strong move from a team that doesn't have big bank. It looks like they're not just trying to make the playoffs, and why should they? They're in first place. They want to make a dent. Is that a good idea at this point in the progression of the Florida Panthers?
Yeah, I think it is, because they have probably one of the most uncertain windows. We like to talk about windows. Everyone likes to talk about your championship windows. The reality is this is a team that their window is going to rapidly close after this season.
Yeah.
So if they have a chance, it's got to be now.
Okay.
And this is a team that does a lot of good things well. They're playing amazing defense. They don't give up a lot of goals. So getting a guy that's going to help them on the other side of it, I think, it's a good move. It's a good move, and go for it. I like it.
But you like forget Yuri Hidler, because there was a lot of other moves.
Get Jagr another ring. Let's do it.
But forget the move itself, like Yuri Hidler. Forget they made a bulk of moves. I'm not going over it because they can't go over everyone. I don't have enough time. But the fact that the moves reek of, we think we can make a run at this. And I wouldn't have said that before the season. I wouldn't have said that when they got hot. And I think they're a plucky team, like you say. But I don't think this team's a few pieces away from a Stanley Cup. No. So is that the right move? I'm telling you right now, I don't know. What about you, Matt? Do you know?
I think it's the right move, as in when you're into playoffs, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. But I kind of disagree with Dave a bit here. I don't think that their time is now. You look at players like Ekblad, Bjugstad, Huberdeau, all of their young guys, they've never been in a playoff run before, and they're just going to keep getting better.
Mm. No, I agree with you.
I don't mean that their time is now. I'm saying their window to be competitive, I think, is now. Because here's the reality. Jagr is their leading scorer.
That's the truth, yeah. That's a good point.
And after he leaves, this team is going to need somebody else to step up. They don't have anybody else that is looking to be that guy.
Well, what's his name? Barnoff, or what the fuck? The guy he's playing with?
Markov.
Barkov's got a shot, but, I mean, he's far from a proven guy yet. He's on his way.
You take Jagr out of this team, and we're not having this.
In that sense, you're right. You're right. But I think Matt's also right in the sense is they do have a young core of players, unproven, I admit. But yeah, the time to win with Jagr is now. That's true.
32. Trocheck's not that fucking young anymore either. I mean, I don't know. It's just
do they really expect to win with Jagr though? That's the thing. I mean, they really expect. I figure Jagr was there to train the guys to when he leaves, then they go on to something. So I don't know. I think both of you are right.
Jagr's effect is going to have a lot of influence on the kids after he leaves, because they're going to remember a lot from him.
Yeah, that's the way I thought he was doing it.
Or they're going to wilt and crumble without his leadership.
But here's the thing. This move, Matt, in fairness to Dave, this move looks like we're going for it. We're going to try to at least maybe not win the Cup, but maybe go to the Eastern Conference Final. So
that's back to what I said, that in the playoffs anything can happen. Yeah. Last year the Flames did not have a playoff team, and they made it to the second round. Yeah.
So. Okay, fair enough. Let's keep moving on. Mikkel Bodker. It's not Bodker, it's Bodker. I think I
always thought it was
Bodker. The way I see this, he goes to Colorado Avalanche in exchange for Alex Tangay and forward Connor Backley and Kyle Wood. Those aren't really important. The thing is, the Lanch being holding on to the last wild card spot in the West. He was one of the bigger free agents on the market. The only thing I can read into this is that the Avs, they want to make the playoffs, and this was the best player available to them. Whether, I don't know if it's going to make the difference. I think still there's going to be a lot of people that have to step up. Larnaff's going to have to stay tight in net. I don't think this makes a huge difference, but it very least it's an effort by the Lanch to put guys forward. A question to you guys though, because they're getting a guy like Bodker. First, I'm going to ask Matt. Patrick Waugh have a job if this doesn't work out?
It depends how far they go in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they make it. I'm saying if they don't make the playoffs. Patrick, is Patrick Waugh still working?
No.
What do you think, Dave?
Not.
I think Matt's 100% right.
Okay.
If they don't make the playoffs, I think that's the end of Patrick Waugh. I think that's done with him. This move to me, though, it seems like it's a move to get out of the 8th spot.
Yes.
They know that the way the East is, or excuse me, the West.
Yes.
But the way the West is, this is about getting out of facing Chicago or Dallas. Yeah. That's what the move seems like to me in the first round.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was thinking. I think, they're shooting for that, but they'll settle for the 8th seed.
Yeah. Well, they're in the 8th seed.
They're going for it.
That's where they are.
They're going for it. And they kind of have to, for Patrick Waugh's sake. It would just sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Dave. It's for that reason. I just don't think that the trade was well aimed because what they need, they have enough speedy forwards. Duchesne, McKinnon are some of the fast players in the league. I would have liked to see them get a defenseman instead of maybe a left winger, maybe a Chris Russell or something.
Yeah.
Let's go to the chat. Did Tommy just say Yuri Hitler?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. not out of the realm of possibility. Hang on. Hey, you didn't help me spell. Let me get this kid's name. Aliska. So why don't you people have normal names in Finland? God. All right, here's another thing. I thought not too much talked about, but and I think it definitely helped the Boston Bruins. I don't know if it makes or breaks them, but it's just the signal that sends out. You know, Lee Stampanic's been a huge Stampanik. I can hear Malay in my ears. It's been a huge part of the New Jersey Devils team and a huge part of the fact of basically them hanging in there and being in a playoff spot more or less throughout the entire season. Is trading Stampanik to the Bruins for a 4th round pick and a 2nd round pick, are they tanking? The Devils? What do you think, Dave?
Sometimes these moves are addition by subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they're tanking, but maybe this is just they made a couple other moves. It's not the only move that they made.
Yeah.
They did add some other pieces. It's not like the only thing that they did was get rid of guys.
But not impact pieces. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah,
no.
You know.
No,
I don't know.
It's an interesting one. I don't know. He's
I
been
don't know how to
around
read
for a while.
this.
He's aging. I don't know what his contract status is. There might be more to it than just what we're seeing here. They get a couple serviceable picks back.
Yeah.
I mean, a 2nd pick in 2017 and a 4th next year. Probably the best you're going to get for an aging player who's not an elite guy. I don't know.
I was very confident.
I think New Jersey's realizing where they are in the pecking order as well.
It's like, but here's the thing: this is a team that I thought would make the playoffs. This is a very consistent team. I have tons of respect for this coach, Haynes, and I think they can pull it off. So getting rid of Stampanik just says we don't care if we make the playoffs or not. And if I'm a Devil fans right now, what do you mean you don't care? You don't make the playoffs? We haven't made the playoffs in 3 years. So I don't know. What do you think of it, Matt?
Same thing, because yesterday the Devils were huge losers. All of their trades had me scratching my head. There wasn't just the Stampanik one. There was the Jelena one where they gave away a prospect for a cheeseburger, and there's the Mateau one where they gave him a 1st rounder away for a creepy black guy. So sorry.
Yeah.
I meant to say fat. All
right. Well, you know what? I was going to talk about Devon Smith-Pelly, who's not a creepy black guy. Why do you dislike him so much? By the way, that's if anybody wants to know the history of this show, that's the clip that Matt was crying all morning over last year. So it's been 1 year of crying all morning. 1 solid year of crying all morning. How about that? I'll get to your calls after this. I know I'm getting some calls, and that's it. So I'll talk about Devon Smith-Pelly. Devon breaks out, and I was going to play it, but you know what? I couldn't. And I guess because of recent events on this show, I had a little trouble making fun of a guy crying on camera.
Oh, man, you should have played it. That was awesome.
But it's obviously he's going to make Galchenyuk his chick, his wingman.
Right.
He's going to miss it. He's like, and I'd cry too if I had to go back to New Jersey now. Any comments on this other than that?
He really liked Galchenyuk.
Yeah, I know. They're buddies. I can't make fun of him. I was going to play it and goof on him. I listened to it and I'm like, no.
Or perhaps he just liked Galchenyuk's sister.
Yeah, maybe.
He would have something in common with you then.
Yeah.
Remember the time when your girlfriend came in and assaulted us and she got arrested? I want to touch on this and I want to talk about what didn't happen. Dave, real quick, Kris Versteeg to Los Angeles. What do you think of that move?
LA is going for it, man.
Yeah.
They're making a move. Versteeg has got what he might lack in some of the more traditional categories. He has championship experience.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's been around a team like the Blackhawks in their runs. He knows what
he's going to fit in over there. You know,
he's going to fit in because this is a championship caliber team as far as their swagger, which I hate that fucking word.
Yeah,
but this is a team that has that culture already in place. So it's another really good piece to that puzzle.
Okay. I agree with that. Any comments on Versteeg? Any opinions on Versteeg before we move into Drouin?
Yeah, depth player. I wouldn't expect that much from him,
Yeah.
apart from leadership.
But I mean, the Kings are set. They're going to it. They're just adding one more piece. So a depth player, I think, is appropriate.
Matt, I have a hard time believing anything you said because you told me that Fleischman was never even going to play for the Hawks and already scored for him.
Did I say that?
You did.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, Dale Weiss and Fleischman won the hockey lottery. A lot of teams, yeah. So did Andrew Ladd. Drouin not being dealt and Yzerman rubbing it in by saying he's allowed to come back anytime. I'll tell you how I felt about this. My feelings were good. It's called humility, and it's made with a sandwich. Eat it. That's the way I felt about it. Boy, Steve Yzerman's a prick. What do you think, Dave?
I'm with you. Sometimes you gotta eat the shit burger. Eat the
Matt.
Same thing. Dude.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know of the sandwich analogy, but he's a prick.
Yeah, here's the thing about this, too, and it's something I don't think Drouin understands. I don't know if Yzerman was really in a position to move this guy. He doesn't have to move this guy. He's got another year on his contract, and he's probably not going to do anything crazy until he finds out what happens with Stamkos, which is probably south. Would he like to move him? Probably. But you know what the bonus is? Well, if I can't move him, I can fuck with them for fucking with my team afterwards. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened to Jonathan Drouin, who I actually wonder if he's one of these guys that was over-touted coming into the league. And those guys do come and go in every professional sport. You have guys in there that they get the class. This guy's going to be great. And you know what? They're not that damn good. And I wonder about, I'm not saying I know that. I don't know enough about the game. I can't look at a young prospect, but I wonder. You know why? Because when bad attitude sometimes compensates for a lack of talent, and I've seen it too many times before. So as soon as Stamkos gets figured out, and real quick, Stamkos Bolt next season, Dave?
He's playing Toronto.
He's playing in Toronto. Okay. Matt, Stamkos?
He's a captain of Toronto. Can I say one last thing about Drouin?
Sure.
I don't think he went out of his way to not trade him, but I heard that he wanted, what's his name, Parayko and Fabry from St. Louis.
Yeah, they wanted Montreal, a lot back, yeah.
Montreal, he wanted the equivalent of 3 first-round picks, and that is way too much for Drouin, so I just think no one wanted to trade with him.
That's probably. And he heard his own value. There's something else. He's very simply hurt his own value going forward because of this. Louis Eriksson not dealt. I don't really have an opinion about this one way or another. It'd be nice, I guess, the Bruins to keep Louis Eriksson. He's. I guess that tells me the Boston Bruins want him on the team. Yeah, they would have traded him if they thought they could, but I think they think they're better off with him than without him. Any disagreement here on the Eriksson thing?
And I think he's the last player from that Sagan trade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think he is the last player from that Sagan trade. The St. Louis Blues not doing a goddamn thing. Why?
I don't understand.
Nobody does.
They're in a good spot. They're 2 points behind the leaders in the Central. Mm-hmm. It's not like they had to do a whole bunch of. This is a team that I think we could say I don't think has hit their top stride quite yet.
Yeah.
But this is also a team that chokes in the goddamn
Yes, and they also being inconsistent. So I wonder if they're thinking like, well, we don't want to make a move. We don't want to make a move because oh shit. Oh well, sorry.
They're 24th in scoring. Staal would have made sense for them in my eyes.
Yeah. Look, we don't want to make a move because we have the firepower, but sometimes the firepower isn't always firing on all cylinders.
They're 24th in scoring. Their firepower's not there.
Yeah.
24th.
So, and they have a lot of injuries too. Yeah, but that's the thing. So they're probably blaming. My point is they're probably blaming that in injuries. You know what I mean, Dave?
No,
that's what I'm thinking. 718, you're on the air.
What's up, Dave and Tommy and Matt? What's going on?
Who's this?
Hi, man.
It's Joe.
It's Joe Mutton?
Joe Mayton.
Joe Mayton.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a quick question.
Sure.
I'm looking at the Red Wings right now. They won three games in a row, and then they're playing the Blackhawks. I see Detroit after the deadline going pretty deep run in the playoffs. Do you guys agree? Wouldn't
surprise me. They have the talent. They have the experience. But and they have a new coach. Wouldn't shock me at all. I don't think anybody wants to play. It just you'll know right away with the Red Wings. If they come out of their first series and win 5, they're dangerous. If they end up in a 7-game series, you don't got to worry about them. It's that simple. You got to win in hockey in the first round. Teams that go on to Stanley Cups finish their first round opponent off quick, because the longer time you go the more susceptible you are to Stanley Cup run-ending injuries. Ryan McDonough for the Rangers last year after he broke his ankle. Yes, he played on it, but they didn't make it to the final 2 years in a row. So, yes, is it unlikely that the Wings are going to be powerful in the playoffs? I would say it's unlikely, because they've been basically holding on to a wild card spot. But just due to their history and the fact that it's just a second season, could the Wings get hot? Could they be a danger? Absolutely. That answer your question?
Right.
They're 3 points behind the leader.
Yeah.
They're 3 points behind Florida and Tampa in the Atlantic. If they get hot, they can win that division.
Yeah.
And if they do, that's a game changer, because I do like Detroit.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, but that's true. But they're also floating, because it's the division that's the problem. I mean, they're also floating in and out of wild card. They were in a wild card spot as of the other day.
They're
but they're only. You got to keep in mind too. Sometimes because I just look at the straight wild card, that you got to think, okay, so the third overall, but look, they have the Boston's in there too. They're 6-4. Yeah, they're Detroit's 5-2. It's far from over. And there's always a chance, because of the depth of the Atlantic, that they could find themselves out of the playoffs too. So they got to stay. They got to keep playing like they're playing. If you thought February is important, you're going to have to finish up at least 500. I think Detroit's going to do that, whether they get hot in the playoffs. It's a crapshoot. But yes, they can be a danger. Anything else, bud?
Howard looked really nice last night against Dallas. Did you see the saves he was making?
No, I only watched the Rangers last night. I'll be honest with you. But they have what's his name over there, Mrazek, right? What's the hot goalie in Detroit this year? Mrazek. You like Howard? I think the Howard days are over, buddy. It's Mrazek's gonna be their go-to guy.
Peter Mrazek.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Howard's days as an elite goalie are long gone. And that's my opinion.
The Red Wings, it looks like they have an easy schedule. Nope, never mind. What am I saying? They played the Black
Nobody has
Rangers.
an easy schedule. You got to play your own division. Nobody has an easy schedule.
Nobody next 2 games are against the Hawks for Detroit.
Nobody has an easy schedule going forward. Nobody. You got to play a lot. The way they do it is you got to play all your rivals and stuff like that. So and interconference, interdivision players. So all right, buddy. Thanks for the call. I think I'm gonna call it a night though. I'm gonna get out of here. All right.
All right, later.
Good call, man. Real good call.
Better than when he calls my fucking show. Jesus.
He was good the other day too, but then I asked him a bunch of personal questions and he got uncomfortable. He's the first caller in Shot from the Point history to say, I gotta go now. Most people don't know when to get the fuck off, you know. But really,
he thought his name was Jew.
That's what he said the first time. I went back, I listened to it, and that's it. That's it. Oh boy. And what else we got? Well, Terry has got a workout. I just saw. Yeah. Well, I always made a no banning policy for reasons like I don't care about dirty words or horse, and I can take a heat, but there's just no goddamn way that I'm going to let my friends and my fans' information exposed in a public manner. Doxing's against YouTube regulations. And it's against mine. So you dox, you're gone. That's it. It's just that simple. I mean, you can make it in any country.
I didn't personally mind the info he gave out, though.
Yeah, it wasn't that big. It's the principle. It's the
Okay.
principle. It's the principle. Whole thing. You dox, you're gone. That's the one line I got to do. And if you fuck with Terry, you're gone. How about that? Fuck with Terry or dox. You know, you can't fuck with Terry. You can fuck with us, but you can't fuck with Terry. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so, or actually Stone Cold Human Resources says so.
That's right.
Well, I'll call Terry in Human Resources, and you'll get the memo, because that's the bottom line.
Well, hell, son. I'll get Terry on that shit.
Yeah. Will Sasso can't make fun of me.
She'll put the 316 on your ass.
Yes. Yeah, whatever. The 316. I'm going to my boss, and I'm telling on you. 316. Going to my boss, and I'm telling on you. 316. All right, let's do some headlines and get the hell out of here. I think we did a damn good job. I think we have a lot to be proud of. Yes, I do. Zach Ronaldo spent 5 games by player safety for headshot on Cedric Paquette. And Cedric Paquette's a guy I always remember because Dave probably had his greatest line in the Kris history when Paquette picked a fight with Zdeno Chara. You go to prison like I'm gonna pick the biggest motherfucker out there. No, Dave's greatest line and fit, and he's done a lot of great stuff. Let's give you some other headlines. Ilya Kovalchuk has given no indication to the NHL or the New Jersey Devils that he plans to return for the KHL. That's coming from Fire and Ice, the website Fire and Ice. Anaheim Ducks center Ryan Getzlaf, good comedian's name, Getzlaf, was named to the NHL's first star for February. And yes, I mentioned Zach Ronaldo already. Last night in the National Hockey League, Derek Stepan scored a shorthanded goal, a dirty shorthanded goal with 2:48 remaining against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Rangers take that 2-1. Luke Schen's hat trick gives him 21 goals on the season. Philadelphia takes Calgary 5-3. All right, pure Pustine is calling in. I'll get back to these in a minute. Okay, you decide to call in now?
You said that Kovalchuk thing. That's wrong. He has contacted one NHL team, but we don't know.
We don't know who it is. Is it so? Maybe it's. I did take this note.
Except. You know that it's not the Devils.
It's not the Devils. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we know.
That's really quick. That's good stuff, Pierre. I appreciate it. I took this note around 6 o'clock Central European, so it could have been very.
Yeah,
well
I got
wrong.
to know this like 2 to 1 hour ago.
All right, let me finish this up though, buddy. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the correction. I really appreciate it. Makes me look smart.
Tweeting's okay, Pierre. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Pierre's he's on it. That's why he's the Finnish News Flash at Finn News Flash. Check Pierre Pustinen. All right. Take care, Pierre.
Goodbye.
You're the man. He always sounds depressed when I hang up on him, and then I feel sad.
Yeah.
Where's fucking Kassar? What the hell's the matter with him? What's the matter? He doesn't. I don't know. It's probably because he's wireless. He's wireless. I'll get him back on. I can't stand being without him. He's my ticket to fame, you know.
Of course.
Well, you too, but I mean, come on.
No. Hey, you without a Baba Booey.
Yeah, we gotta. You need a clown. He looks a little bit like Gary too. He's like Gary without the teeth. You know? I didn't pick him because he looked like Gary. I picked him because he's funny. There's something wrong with him. All right, let me finish this. Schen's hat trick is the 21 goals of the Stevens. The Flyers beat Calgary 5-3. Patrick Hornquist, he also tallied a hat trick for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh blows out the Yotes 6-0. Andre Valadaleski made 31 saves for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Tampa Bay takes Toronto 2-1. Jimmy Howard with 39 saves. As mentioned by, what's his name, Joe Martin. Joe Martin. He has a really thick accent. I mean, that's why.
It's pretty thick.
I grew up literally like that's to give you an idea. Like, he lives in Staten Island. He literally grew up like 10 minutes from my doorstep, and it sound totally different. You know what I mean? Isn't that bizarre?
You can hear it. Different.
Yeah, I know. My mother sounds like, because my mother's from Staten Island. So, yeah, because like I live in, Woodbridge, Perth Amboy, Staten Island, and it's all connected over the Outer Bridge crossing. Outer Bridge and I forget the other bridge. I don't fucking know. I've been away from home too long. 38 saves. Joe Martin let us know about it. Martin has a great game. Detroit, they edge the Dallas Stars 3-2 in 3-on-3 overtime. Joe Podolsky had 2 goals and assists, while Thornton Burns had a goal and 2 helpers. San Jose rock. That's why he hung up. San Jose rocks the Canadiens 6-2. That's just, they're funny over there in Montreal, aren't they?
Montreal ain't fighting at fucking anything. Jesus.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm taking way too much joy from it.
I know. Something wrong with us. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Calgary Flames. They're in Boston, take on the Bruins. Canes, without Eric Staal, they are in New Jersey to take on Smith Pelly and the New Jersey Devils.
The new look, New Jersey.
Ah! 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Edmonton Oilers. They're in Buffalo to take a Jamie McGinless Buffalo Sabres.
It's all about McJesus and Eichel in this one.
Yes. McJesus and Eichel. Oh, that's right. And I don't think this matchup happened before.
No.
Because he was hurt. That's a good point. Probably last time you get to see Jack Eichel, and Connor McJesus.
Connor.
Thanks for pointing that out. It just didn't
You're
click
welcome.
for some reason.
I'm helping.
Yeah. The I can't make a move at the trade deadline to save my life or help or even know what to do. St. Louis Blues, they're in Ottawa to take on the Senators.
Enjoy your second round exits, St. Louis.
Pittsburgh Penguins, they're in Washington to take on the Caps. I am going to give you expect Pittsburgh to win. Take the under. I have a feeling just the way they came out firing last night. Washington's coming off a loss with Chicago. Gamblers, take Pittsburgh, take the points, and go with it.
Here's the thing, though. Washington's lost 7 times at home.
I'm telling you, and they're due.
24-5-2.
They're due. It's getting to that point in the season where teams and I've seen it with the Rangers, they go a little soft. Like, look, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a deep run. They're going to do all sorts of great stuff. The Caps, but you're that far ahead. It's tough to keep focus. Pittsburgh is a little more focused right now. I'll look for them to go ahead, but don't
Not
expect
a great
Pittsburgh.
road team. I'm not taking that bet.
Take that bet. I'm going to make that bet. I'm making that bet right after this.
There.
I'm making that bet. Take the under.
Give me trots.
Tommy C. Lock of the week. Tommy C. Lock of the week. That's what it is. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dallas Stars, they're in Nashville. Take on the Preds. Cats and Jets in the Peg. That's Winnipeg Jets take on the Cats. That's also at 8 o'clock. Another one at 8 o'clock is the Colorado Avalanche versus the Minnesota North Stars. That's right. I said North Stars. And let's see if Minnesota can get right back on the tracks after they got a little hot. I don't expect them to. Late night game, 10 p.m. New York Islanders, they're in Vancouver to take on the Knuckleheads. And that's it, unless you have something. Oh, my voice cracked. Dead on.
I got nothing. Ovechkin, 22 goals in the last 25. That's why they're beating Pittsburgh tonight.
Is Patrick Kane still the MVP?
Still leading in points by a wide margin.
So you don't think? What about, is Ovechkin in the running here?
Ovechkin's in the running because he's got 40 goals.
Okay.
If he scores, if Ovechkin goes super nuclear and gets 65 goals, you have to make the thing. But here, Kane's got 85 points.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely gonna have 100.
And Jamie Benn, who's second, has 70. That means that's a.
So you have to throw Ben in the mix.
lead.
You have to throw the Ben in the mix
It's
as well.
significant.
Yeah. Okay. I want to thank absolutely everybody for being a part of our trade deadline show. Sorry nothing happened, but I think we did a pretty good job. The entire team, including of our hosts, our associates, produced, and they produced big. Even Dead on Dave, who was not, wrote some really funny lines on the donation. Thank you very much, Dead on Dave. Matt Kazar produced, Jake Link produced, Jeff produced, and our associate and Jack Malay at the Jack Malay Hockey Show, which you can catch in the front of the Shot from the Point page. Thank you, man.
They all showed up ready to skate, no question.
And you know what else they did? They all got out of my crease. I didn't hit the button.
Oh, fuck.
What? All right, get out of my crease.